Wonderful.
Chris mentioned it, Jay, but the Cavs did not make any moves at the deadline.
Nothing.
The Knicks did, the Bucks did, the Celtics did, the Pacers did. The other top teams in the East did. The Knicks, the biggest move getting Bogdanovich, but we didn't think the Cavs were going to make any moves. So it went as expected, but now when you look at how the rest of the East partook in the trade deadline, how do you think the Cavs now stack up in the East? Are they still right in the same class as Boston and the other top teams, or do you look at them a little lower because they did not necessarily improve at the deadline while other teams, at least on paper, did?
Listen, I'm not a huge NBA authority, but it seems to me that the Knicks are the only team that got, I would say significantly better.
I thought the Celtics moves were nothing.
Yeah, all
really.
the other teams' moves didn't seem, and who cares what Philly did? They've lost Embiid, so
But he will be back for the playoffs,
right?
I mean,
but Chris was just saying, well, it's not a short thing. Who knows what he's going to be like at that point? And we'll see. But I don't know. I'm not changing my opinion on the Cavs. I think they're right now. Boston's obviously the class of the East right now. They're way ahead of everybody else.
What are they? 5 games ahead of the Cavs?
4.5 ahead of the Cavs, I think.
Cavs are in the 2 now.
Yeah.
Which is, a week ago they were in the 5. Now they're still only a game.
Only the
from being back in the
Celtics
5 or
have
whatever.
less losses than the Cavs.
Yeah,
in the
it's
NBA.
pretty impressive.
Man,
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, the way Donovan Mitchell, I was watching the interview, and he said, about the trade deadline, he said, I think we're good. I think we fine. We didn't need to make a move. And that says a lot about your best player saying we good, we straight.
Yeah.
And especially when he was a guy that it was rumors that he didn't like what the coach was doing. I look at it the way he's playing right now. I mean, he's playing. I don't want to sound like Earl. I mean, but he's playing dominant. I've not seen nobody dominate like this except for LeBron, and that includes Kyrie Irving.
Wow, that's not. We just said the other day that Kyrie Irving better than Donovan Mitchell.
Night in, night out, night in, night out, Donovan Mitchell was on the floor. He's tenacious. He's playing defense. He's getting deflections. He's making his other teammates better. And there's times where he could take games off. There was times when I'm seeing him play Memphis or he's playing Orlando, and I'm like, okay, they could lose this game. They're down about 6 or 7, and he just won't let them lose.
Listen, I love Donovan Mitchell. I love how he's playing. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, obviously Donovan Mitchell doesn't have LeBron playing next to him,
right?
Like Kyrie did.
Right.
But until Donovan Mitchell at least wins one playoff series, I can't put him ahead of Kyrie.
Well, I can't. Well, here's what I'm saying. Now, when you're talking about overall and the overarching thing, you talk about career, whether he's better than Kyrie. Obviously, you have to do it in the postseason and get your money off that way and win a series. But what I'm saying is, night in, night out, in terms of who he is as an individual basketball player,
right?
He's
I think we're both
great.
right.
Yeah.
I do think that his impact on the regular season, and again, factoring in that Kyrie did have LeBron.
Yes.
Donovan's doing more by himself. Now, he also has great players around him. Mm-hmm. Back to the original point, I'm okay with them not making a move if basketball in April looks different than it did last April. Mm-hmm. Like, if they don't, if they go out there and lose their first-round playoff series again, they're going to be favored, most likely, unless they slip in the 5. They're going to be favored. If they lose that, you now have to look at who goes.
Well, yeah, I mean, then it's wholesale changes.
Yeah. Right, but I do think that I'm okay with them reaching that conclusion because things look different now. Things are different this year than they were last year in the preseason. I think that their record last year at this time was just about the same, maybe a little better.
No, it's better this year.
It is better this year?
By the way, I love that I got Jay saying the preseason and the regular season.
Well,
now.
it is.
But you're right. But what makes it different, 2 things. One, as G has pointed out multiple times, they can play multiple styles now, which they couldn't play last year.
Right.
Number 2, they're way deeper, assuming they stay healthy.
Exactly.
And right now they're very healthy. And number 3, look at them on the road this year versus last year. That's a massive.
Big point.
They were the worst of the contending teams last year. They were the worst road team. This year they have the best winning percentage on the road of any team in the league.
Stunning.
What a turnaround.
I mean, that's as impressive as Josh
road.
Naylor learning how to hit
16 and 8 on the road.
left-handed pitching.
Yeah.
And what were they last year on the road?
They're under
For the
500.
first 24 games. They were under 500.
I don't know the first 24 games, but they were 20-21 overall.
And they played better later in the year to get to 20-21.
By the way, man, shout out to Jay. I don't know what you did. Evan Mobley must have saw you.
Hey.
And Evan Mobley is now. I seen Evan Mobley take the ball coast to coast, finish with the left hand.
He didn't shoot any threes, though,
No
yesterday.
threes last night.
No, what the night before he hit a couple of
2 out of
threes.
3.
2 out of 3.
No, 2 out of 2 the night before.
Yeah.
He's
So
5
5
of his
for
last
6.
6 from
He's
3.
taking the threes now. I was always on Evan Mobley a little bit because he would get 7, 8 rebounds. I said, I need you to get 10, big fella. Like, now he's getting those 10 rebounds like Jarrett Allen.
They've got 2 almost put it in the bank double-doubles.
Yes.
And
yes.
a 25-point score a night with Donovan. If you can't win in the playoffs with the pieces
I
they
can't
have
wait
now,
for the playoffs.
it's not the players, it's the system.
Yeah.
Not
well,
only
yeah.
that, what they struggled in last year was the fact that guys couldn't hit a 3-point shot. You look at it now. You take a look at Sam Merrill. He's automatic. He gets to the game. He's automatic almost. The guy that really has gotten better, and this doesn't happen a lot in the league. I don't know what he went to a camp. Isaac Okoro has gotten better. I don't know if he went to ABCD camp, or I don't know if he went to the Bowling Green camp. Shout out to Bowling Green. Coach Dockich is always at Bowling Green camp. Listen, this dude is hitting threes. And the thing that he's really good at is being a multiple Swiss Army knife when he's guarding the 1, 2, and 3 position. And if you switch off of him and he catch a stretch 4, he's not giving up that much because he's strong. The fact that he's looking at the basket, shooting it with confidence, and I'll even give guys credit like this. Dean Wade, my good old friend.
He was hot from 3 last night.
Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo's out here knocking down shots when he gets in the game. And if you can get them dudes to hit threes, Karis LeVert is hitting them, Max Strus hit about 60 the other day, you got a shot.
I want to ask Mike a question before we move off this topic. And, Bull, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I know
No,
you
that's
wanna
fine.
make
Go
a
ahead.
point. You can make it after this. So it's a given that when you get to the playoffs, you reduce the rotation. It's typically around 8 guys in the playoffs?
8, 9 tops.
Okay, so let me ask this question. I know that that's the standard and that's the paradigm. But when you have so many parts that play roles like this Cavaliers team, why can't they continue to go as deep in the playoffs with their bench as they do in the regular season? It works.
So part of it is guys who make shots in the regular season. That does not necessarily mean you make shots in the postseason.
Facts.
And there are certain
but
guys.
don't you have to give them the opportunity?
Yeah.
And JB will, and I'm sure early on in the series he'll be a little more lenient. If someone's not on, he'll try someone else. But by game 6, 7, you kind of know who's ready for the moment.
Right.
And secondly, in the postseason, and it happened with the Knicks, Cavs, they will hunt out matchups defensively. So if there's a defensive liability.
Where that doesn't happen as much in the regular season.
And it doesn't happen in the regular season. Those are the 2 reasons why rotations typically gets shorter and shorter. But that doesn't mean on a given night if, and I'm just random hypothetical, if Karis LeVert's in that top 8, Sam Merrill's not, LeVert struggles in his first stint, JB doesn't go, hey, Sam, we need some shooting. Get in there, let's see what you got. Give him a run. If he plays well, yeah, he gets another chance.
But
that's
now those
typically the
shooters
reason.
and those 8, 9, 10 guys on the bench become defensive liabilities, and those are the matchups that teams are going to seek out.
Exactly.
And especially
All right.
on the road.
That's
on the
fair.
road, them shots, you ain't got much time on the road. Like you can't roll with a guy 8, 10 minutes and he ain't give you nothing because he's getting victimized.
And last year, Isaac Okoro was not a defensive liability, but he was an offensive liability.
Right. It's
They didn't have to
different with him.
defend him. If he's confident and he's taking that shot, well, now you can play him in the playoffs. Last year, they really couldn't.
That's the biggest key,
Yeah.
I think. And to
Massive.
your point that we went to camp or something, because now he's not a liability for half the time he's on the floor.
Right.
And I can't wait to see how they use their rotations in the playoffs this year. It's going to be fascinating to me because last year I thought they just completely misplayed all of that. But they've got better moving parts
They're
this
way
year.
deeper. They have 11 legitimate players when Tristan Thompson's here, but obviously they're not going to use 11. But I would still, and Jason was talking about this yesterday, in the buyout market, even if it's just a guy just to break glass in case of emergency.
Right, yeah.
Get another center and another point guard for the deep bench, veteran guys, just in case people go down.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they don't make a move. And they're one of, by the way, so if you're in the second apron of the luxury tax, you can't sign a buyout guy. That's part of the penalty for spending that much money.
Right.
Which means if a veteran buyout guy wants to play for a ring, the Cavs are in a prime position as one of the teams that aren't at
Mike,
that luxury
whoa.
cap.
Doesn't that always come up where there's a
Whoa.
guy that wants to move
Yeah.
and he wants to go to a competitor? Like we've seen
Did
that
you
all the
say
time.
the Cavs couldn't play for a ring?
Did you say play for a ring? Like,
Yeah.
So you
Listen, why
all the
would that
way
surprise you?
in.
They're in the 2 slot. Like-
McNuggets is not McNuggets. He said I ain't gonna put words in his mouth, but he said like, look, they playing well, but
Pump the
I
brakes.
don't know if they better than Boston. I don't know if they can play with the Heat. I don't know if they can play.
But, that's what I'm saying. That some of those teams, the Lakers, the Suns, the Celtics, they're in that luxury tax threshold. They can't sign buyout
Right.
guys. So, of the other teams, and I do think the Cavs are legitimate title contenders, OKC's also in that same conversation. They're under the luxury tax.
Probably
Yeah.
Minnesota,
Them
too.
in Cleveland, Minnesota. No, Minnesota pays Gobert and Cat 2 max contracts.
right.
I'm not sure if they're in or out, but they're right on that fringe.
When,
But
when
a
you're
lot
a
of the
2 seed,
lot of the highest paid teams in the league are the teams that are competing. The Sixers can't sign a buyout guy,
Right.
So the Cavs
that's
are
good
in a
for
prime
us.
position.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they were patient at the deadline. They didn't
Yeah.
have to force
that,
anything.
do you think
because
that's why they didn't make a move?
I don't think there was an upgrade worth the value they would have had to given up,
Okay.
as opposed to being able to sign a buyout guy. And it
Right.
happens every year. There's
Bring
a
in a
buyout guy or
third point
two-
guard and
yeah.
a third center that have played in the playoffs and have some experience.
Look, you're the 2
Let's
at
do
the
it.
All-Star
Absolutely.
break.
Yeah.
You're a contender.